Alright, so we move to game 2 of the tournament. I'm facing a demon army. By the looks of it, because of the unpainted army and some things being proxied, I don't think this opponent is really experienced with demons, but I know that he did really well against his opponent in the first game. So I don't really know going into this game what to think of it and what I'm going to be looking at. I know that the list he has, I can't complain about it too much. I think you can really abuse demon lists, and I don't think this one is very abusive. The only thing I personally don't like is he's got a bloodthirster, which is over 25% of his army points, but that's just a personal thing I don't like. I wish there was a rule where you couldn't have too much of a percentage of your points in one unit. But anyway, I guess my point was, I think he's got a fairly toned down demon list, and kind of looking forward to see how it plays. So he's got 10 pink horrors on the right. He's got 5 pistolier models that are being used for flesh hounds, 10 pink horrors with a Herald of Tzeentch, 3 Empire Greatswords that are being used as proxies for flamers. He's got another 10 pink horrors with another Herald of Tzeentch. And one thing I think he did wrong, I think at least one, if not both of those Heralds of Tzeentch took the lore of metal, and I didn't know it then. In preparing for this battle report, I find out that they should have taken the Tzeentch lore. So no harm done, I mean whatever, but like I said, I think because of these things he's just new to demons. 2 big units of bloodletters, and and the one on the left is a Herald of Khorne on a Juggernaut. And on the far left he's got his Bloodthirster. So yeah, for the most part my strategy is to sick my general on his Bloodthirster and hopefully get a killing blow on him. I want to put my infantry in front of his bloodletters just to hold them up, to allow my knights to jump on those pink horrors and get them out of the game, and then get my knights around to come help with those guys. If these bloodletters come by and kill all my peasants, that's okay, as long as it slows them down enough that I can get my knights over to get some combined charges at the end of the game. So that was my strategy. So on my far right, don't know what I was thinking here. I put my 4 Pegasus Knights in front of my 5 questing knights. No real reason except for there's that weird terrain. If you'll notice, I'm on the same board that I used last time, just on the other side of the board. And so there's that rough terrain on the right that, yeah, it's just kind of in my way. I wanted the Pegasus Knights as close as possible to the 12-inch deployment line, because if he moves his Flesh Hounds up, I want to be able to get the charge on him. So I've got the big 12-man bus of Knights Errant. This picture I think is wrong. I have the Grail Knights with the Damsel. I may have moved her into the Knights of the Realm unit to the left. I don't know. I remember juggling her around a little bit the first of the game. Grail Relic, Trebuchet, 23 men-at-arms, 18 skirmishing bowmen on the far left. There's my lord looking at his lord, and there's my 5 fast cav. What I want to do with the fast cav is just get them between the impassable terrain you see at the top and this woods, just to be there near his bloodletters to try to slow them down should they want to turn and get near my knights, and maybe just use them as a redirect if I have to. So he decides to let me go first, which was wonderful. So I can move up, as you can see there. I would have pushed forward more, but I really don't want his Flesh Hounds getting the charge on me. I think the better thing to do would be to push forward very aggressively with my questing knights, take my Pegasus Knights to the right a little bit, and had he charge me, just flee with my questing knights and flank charge with my Pegasus Knights. But I wasn't thinking, so that's what I did there. Moved, you can see what I did with my knights, moved them all up in concert. I just want to get those pink horrors out of this game as quickly as possible, with the Flesh Hounds and the Flamers if I can. So the peasants I'm pushing up because I don't want his guys to be able to turn and threaten my knights. I need to be close enough to charge him if I have to, or just hopefully just act as a lure to get him coming straight across the board instead of over to my knights. And over here I just put my fast cav up. They're where I want them to be. I have him facing his general just to do it. I'm just out of reach, so his general can't charge me. So if he moves at all, I'm going to be able to get the charge. And I'm really kind of hoping he charges my fast cav. I can flee. He's going to be in front of the woods, and then not only, well, then I'll get the charge on him in his flank. Not that, actually, I'm unit strength 4, so that doesn't matter. But anyway, trying to line up the charge there. So I thought I'd put that picture in there just because I think it looks kind of cool. I definitely like my options with all those knights. So Daemons turn 1. His Bloodthirster charges my fast cav. I flee. I'm in the woods. So fairly happy with that. He actually didn't do much over here in terms of moving his flesh hounds up. So it looks like we're both being a little bit skittish there. And overall, that's how the board looks. Now his magic phase went horribly wrong for him. He didn't miscast and blow himself up, which would have been nice, but he didn't do really any damage to me of note. So Bretonnian turn 2, I get the charge with my general. It's really the best I can hope for. I'm going to get a killing blow on him and kill him, or I'm not, and he's going to kill me. So that's all you can do. That's all I can do with my setup there. So this is the way I decided to do my charges. You see the two on the left. My infantry are just, again, trying to act as bait for his infantry. 2 blocks into 1 unit of pink horrors. I'm ignoring the flamers for now. I took the big bus of knights errant and my questy knights into his other unit of pink horrors. I need to do well against him, because if not, I'm going to get countercharged by his flesh hounds. If I can beat those guys, I'll get an overrun into his flesh hounds, and that would be just perfect. There's maybe another look up close a little bit. Yeah, I like looking at painted knights. So the Pegasus Knights, I'd wanted to charge into the flank of those pink horrors. That would have given me a +1 combat res on the flank, plus they should have done, you know, a few wounds at least. And they failed the fear test, which I was thinking I should still be okay with getting the pink horrors killed, but that certainly would have helped. Plus, had I got an overrun, it would have been the Questy Knights and the Pegasus Knights in the front of those flesh hounds, which would have been nice. But it didn't happen, and I killed them all down to 1. And we didn't really know how to play it. That one guy is in a challenge with my Questy Knights, so we just said, that's fine, both units are still in combat. We're just stuck there. You can see the other pink horror unit is gone. So out of the 3 pink horror units, 2 are one's completely destroyed. The other one really should be destroyed next turn. The downside is that one held me up, and so now I'm going to get countercharged by his flesh hounds, who are disguising themselves as pistoliers. The other thing I don't like is he has 3 flamers there getting ready to probably shoot at my Grail Knights, and I'm thinking I'm probably just going to lose those Grail Knights, which is a shame. I hate it, but that's how it is. So all 4 of my attacks hit. I think I did 1 wound on him, but no killing blow, and he just smacks my general around like he's nothing. Auto breaks the Royal Pegasus. So I'm a little bit worried about what that guy's going to do to me. Daemons turn 2. He takes his Bloodthirster and charges my... Who do you charge? My fast cav. And I don't know how he got past those archers, but anyway, he did his fly move and landed. No, he charged the trebuchet, and it was a failed charge, and so he landed right in front of the trebuchet. But when both units of those bloodletters charged my infantry, I fled, and my men-at-arms rolled a 12 and ran into his general, so they were destroyed. And my Grail Relic just ran away. So Fleshhound's countercharge there, and I'm just hoping I can hold. I think he's just going to crush me. That's a very bad matchup. His Flamers do 3d6 shots, and when all's said and done, they killed 1 Questy Knight. It was just abysmal rolling. It was just horrible. I almost felt bad. Not quite, though. So, thought that was kind of an interesting shot of the board. The Grail Relic is actually kind of doing his job, just kind of keeping those guys coming this way. They they charged my infantry instead of turning towards my knights, and so that's really as good as I could hope for. Had he not done it, on my turn I could have turned my knights, but on his turn he might have been able to do some charging on me, and that would have been ugly. So, because of all the combat res, I killed the last of that pink horror unit, so now my knights errant are freed from combat, and I did have one remaining guy. I think that was my champion in the challenge, and I actually won combat. So I was happy with how that turned out. It really turned out about as well as I could have hoped for.